Alright, evening. Now I know a lot of you have actually been asking about our equipment and how we actually do our setups and everything like that. So I'm going to walk everyone through our equipment and setups. Also going to be answering a couple questions from our lead video photographer, Debbie Folleringham, and she's going to be having us everything go through, and she's going to be asking a lot of very valuable questions. So first things first, we're going to start over here. A lot of this operation is done through freaking night vision cameras. Now I run a lot of different systems than everyone else. I run a Lorex system. To me, their zero lux quality is a little bit better than most. And I do run a different type of version than most. I do run a Wi-Fi and cabled setup. My cabling, though, I have over 1,000 feet worth of cabling. This is just some of it here. Some of the other important things we use on investigations is radios. One, to keep in touch with team members, and two, to keep in touch with, make sure safety and everything else is taken care of. And one thing that helps during the investigation is we all use earbuds with mics attached, so we do not contaminate any EVP sessions going on with the radios. Another one of our key quality tools is down here, and I'll be going over them a little bit more. These are our batteries. These are regular motorcycle batteries. They put out a good amount of amperage plus a good amount of voltage. I can't remember the exact specs off the top of my head right now, but if you guys need to know, I will look it out and put it on the page. Now, some of the other fun toys we use is IR lights. I have tons of these things. I have at least 12 IR lights. They help with showing off everything that's going on. This is just a few of them out right now, and anything that we need to lighten up in areas so far, but I'll go explaining IR lights here a little bit later when I'm talking about camera setups. I also have, like I said, multiple Wi-Fi and wired cameras throughout. I have a total of 12 wired and 7 Wi-Fi. Okay. So now we get to even a lot more of our fun toys. We have one toy a lot of people you've seen before, is the obelisk. We're still working on it, debunking it, seeing if we're actually getting what we're actually getting when we're talking to Ghost, or if it's just running through its dictionary thing. That's Debbie playing with my full spectrum light.
Sorry. It's giving off bad lighting with that light back there.
Oh, go ahead and move that light a little bit then, please.
Shift it that way.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay. Another fun toy we have is our spirit box. Oh, it's up here. Our spirit box is an RT EVP. Now this thing runs through the radio spectrum really fast. It runs through at 110. With this one, I do not pick up too many radio stations, but there's still a chance of picking up radio stations with a spirit box, so you do have to keep that in mind. We run it with the speaker and the spirit box system setup. We also run what is known as MALs, millimeters, and K2s. Now these two can work in orchestra with each other or not, okay, depending on what's going on in the area and the environment. But it helps us get a better reading of what's going on in the area and environment. MALs are basically used for picking up any type of electrical frequency and a certain type of radius. Usually most of them pick up right off around this antenna within about 3 to 4 feet. Which is just a little bit longer than a K2. K2 also picks up electrical interference and everything like that, but it only picks it up within 3 feet. But it also only picks it up within the area of here. That's it. So you got a cone of 3 feet out and about 60 degrees back and forth. And that's it. So it's very limited on what it does. A lot of people like to say it's the best thing for a K2 is a doorstop. Me, I still use it just because it is a tool that can be used if used properly, not used as a communication device. Then I got another fun little camera, and I'm going to go over all my other cameras here in a little bit. This is known as an infrared camera. It's really fun to play with, really fun to get some really cool shots, different color shots. It's not as good as a more high-end one, which I am looking at getting a little bit later on. But as far as infrared goes, it is infrared. And it does take really cool snapshots, but we've yet to catch anything on it ghost-wise so far. Another thing we like to use with our tools is a digital thermometer. A lot of you guys have seen these before. Just kind of point and shoot, tells you the temperature. It's really good for trying to find cold spots. It's also really good for letting you know what the ambient temperature is in the room. Plus, getting that temperature reading off the MEL, it gives you those two variations so you can kind of get a good estimation of what the temperature is in any one area. Then I have Rosie, or at least that's what we call her. She's a motion detector bear. This is our little thing, trigger device we try to use to get children's spirits and stuff like that. She is very loud, so I'm not going to turn her on. And she's loud for a reason, so we can hear her in case we're in other rooms. We let her be in the room, let the kids know, or whatever entities are there know that she's there, and let them know that it's okay to play with her. We also usually keep a camera on her so we see what's going on with her at all times. Another one of my fun toys, and this is kind of new to our team, and we've been using it, and it was something that was kind of explained to us by another fellow team of ours, and we figured we'd start playing with it a little bit and seeing what we could get. And we've gotten some interesting things. The only problem is getting it set up to record. We're still working on that issue. But once we get that solved, this thing will actually probably become a really valuable tool, and that is the super ear. This thing is great. We're able to hear sounds and things and people's conversations going off on distances that we don't really need to hear or know, But we have picked up some disembodied voices, some voices that we're not too sure what they were, especially walking through a couple of graveyards. Also, in some houses, as long as we actually got absolute silence, we can pick up a lot more of the creaks and what the pipes are doing a little bit more too. So we can tell if it's a pipe or if it actually is a disembodied voice. It gives us that little bit more of a close-in connection. Now, this is one of my 3 DVR systems. I have 2 TVs, 3 DVR systems. I'm going to be remedying that third TV issue here later. But I do run a DVR system. Like I said, all mine are Lorex. As you can also see through in here, because I do keep all my stuff in nice boxes, nice neat boxes. I got my Wi-Fi cameras over here this way.
Already got this.
Yeah. Got my Wi-Fi cameras, got little tiny tripods for them also. I got multiple tripods, multiple ways of setting things up. Like I said, I got 3 DVR systems, 2 TVs, but they tend to do the job quite well. I have every multiple way of hooking up power to anything to get to work. Also, the key to a ghost hunt is a recorder. Now, we got regular recorders, and then we got something a little special that we've been trying. Saw something on YouTube one time and on a video.
You're attracting bugs, by the way.
I understand. We're going to be attracting bugs as they love light. But this recorder is a little bit different than most. It's your standard RCA recorder, but the speaker and the mic have been removed. Now the theory is that a ghost or a disembodied spirit or anything like that in that nature should be able to talk to us even without the mic attached. Now, that's really hard to listen to because it's a lot of static that you're listening to, and you can pick up some voices every now and then. It has been about 50-50 with us on hits so far, and it's been a fun tool. We're hoping to get it working a little bit more often, maybe get a couple more of these going around with the team, so that way we're not picking up team conversations, we're not getting the background noise interference or anything like that. And that's what it helps with. Helps cut down the background interference. The other thing is also keeping logs of what your questions you're asking around it and what times you're asking those questions. So when we're going through the evidence review, we know what questions are being asked and we know about what time frame it is. So you know when you're listening for an answer, if an answer appears or not. Now, if you can see with the TVs, we got several different setups here, several different cameras that set up already filming. Gotta go ahead and get a picture of those. Now, as I walk over here, I'm going to go and run through a few of our cameras. We do got a couple standalones, a couple Canons, that we use different types of lenses, everything's like that. This one is one of our wired cameras. Works really good. Has red light emitter, so it sees better in 0 lux. And if you can actually see when I'm playing with it with my fingers on the TV, it actually looks kind of
Hold on.
Cool. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Do it again.
I'm just playing with it.
I know, so do it again so they can get
Okay.
it.
See?
Gotta zoom in.
Yeah. So it works really good. I like the quality on this. The picture quality is really good. As long as I don't hook up too many cameras to the system, my limit is usually about 6 to 7 cameras per system. And the reason why is because you add too many cameras, you're going to start degrading your film quality and everything like that. So I'm trying to keep my film quality pretty good by keeping a lot of cameras separate from others. Then over here is my elaborate setup. This camera I can set up in rooms without any power, without any sort of interference, up to 150 feet away from my DVR system. It is Wi-Fi. It is straight up Wi-Fi. It runs off the Wi-Fi signal and everything like that. Now the only problem is, and it's kind of hard to film this and me at the same time, but I am moving my hand in front of it. I just stopped and it was a 2-second delay. If you see that it's got a 2-second delay on anything that's going on. That's the only problem with Wi-Fi, is you're going to get a delay because you're running the signal through a Wi-Fi instead of a wire. So you're going to get that 2-second delay. And we hook it up with an inverter and battery. And I got a little demo over here to show you guys how we do that. Unfortunately, one of the batteries I got is dead right now. But, so you're going to hear a really kind of loud noise when I do hook this up. But basically what this is a Samuel 250 inverter, okay? And basically it's going to put out 115 volts, okay? Now I can also hook it up with USB. We sometimes use these to charge our phones and everything like that while we're ghosting, stuff like that. But between this and the motorcycle battery, which is right here, actually I do got the specs on it, I'm sorry. It's a 12 volt simple battery. It's got a lot of amps to it, so it can last up to, when I got it hooked up with my cameras, I can run 23 hours non-stop. Now, the recharge time on these batteries though is 18 hours. So, if you do the math, I can run a system all night long and still charge my batteries throughout the day and then start filming again at night with no problems. It's real easy setup, red, black to black. You can't go wrong. It's a little bit pricey, but it's well worth it because there are some buildings we go into, they don't have power in certain rooms. So best way solution to solve that, hook it up to a battery inverter, I've got power. And also if you don't want to run up a client's power bill or something like that and just kind of be nice to them, it's a nice way to be nice to your clients. And it doesn't leave a whole lot of wires going around, so you're not tripping like wires tend to make you do. So you're not having to tape down a lot either. Makes life a little bit easier. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, no. I forgot one of my favorite toys. Is our laser grid. And we also got another thing we're going to be working on here soon. It's getting our Connect system running. But we use laser grid on areas where we know there is motion, or kind of what we would like to call a kind of a, proper phrase is leaving my head right now, kind of a, not an intelligent haunt, but Debbie, you know the answer. Not intelligent, but go ahead.
I'm trying to think of it.
Okay, you're trying to think of it.
It is eluding me right now.
Yeah, I know. Kind of works like a motion picture there. I only there for just a little bit of time. Also, name's eluding us. I just got back from a camp trip. I had to apologize for that. So my brain's a little fried right now. 5-day camp trip. It was fun. But then there's another important tool. I know you guys kind of saw this earlier and wondering, what the heck is that for? There's nothing worse than getting your equipment lost. Label maker is your #1 key on labeling everything, from toys to tools and everything else. Oh, and another fun toy we tend to play with every now and then. Yes, I know I run a whole lot of technology, but sometimes technology is not always the answer. Sometimes even playing with just a simple pendulum, as long as you got a steady hand. And I'm working on getting a tripod system set up for it so it just stays there, and see if we can get the same answers as if we would if we were just holding it by hand. So you're going to see these experiments come along later on too. Also, with a lot of this equipment, you will see a lot of experiments on CMPI. A lot of these experiments is to test the equipment, not just its validity, but to also check to see if it's actually doing what we need it to do while we're ghost hunting. Another important tool we have that Debbie is using right now is our full go ahead and walk up. Well, no, it's going to be pointless. Actually, I'll walk up. You just, yeah. Is our full spectrum camera. It's a full spectrum camera with a full spectrum light. You can see when you shine a light into my cameras, it kind of blurs them out. This is also the reasons why we don't use cell phones, we don't use flash photography or anything else while ghost hunting. We tend to try to use the red light emitters as much as possible.
Okay.
Because one, night vision cameras don't like flash. You can ruin a camera over time with flash. Two, ain't nothing worse than being in a dark room and someone pulling out a camera and flashing a flash in your eye, and now you just lost your night vision. Your most important tool when ghost hunting is your own eyes. If you're not seeing it, what makes you think a camera's going to see it? And if it's a pitch dark room, having a camera with just a simple IR light on it will help light up the room just enough so you get at least a feel of what's going on in that room. And it gets you a little bit better ambiance feeling in there too, so you're not so creeped out. A lot of my ghost hunters like it better when they're running their IR lights with their cameras, just because it adds that little bit more of ambient light. Not too much, but just a little bit. And every camera is different with their IR rings. Go ahead. It's kind of hard to see it through the cameras. Let's tilt it up just a little bit. Okay. The IR rings are designed.
That's not helping.
Yeah, there you go. The IR rings are designed to help those cameras see in the dark. What these are just nothing but pin cameras in a big case with a ring of IR lights around them. Those IR lights help them see further in the dark. Security cameras are the best to use because that's what they're designed for. Because they're designed to look in the dark. So, as you can see on my TV screen, if Debbie wants to show, I got a clear picture of night. And she can turn off that light and go ahead and turn off that light, please. I have clear picture in the night. And these can go up to 0 lux. I've had these running in caves and actually been able to see at least 5 feet into the cave. Granted, that's a lot better than most cameras and a lot better than some. A couple other pieces of equipment we are going to be getting in the future. We're going to be getting night vision cameras. True night vision cameras. Go ahead. Yeah. True night vision cameras. We're looking at thermal. We've been renting a thermal right now from Home Depot, which is kind of helping us out a little bit, decide if we want a thermal or not. And some of the evidence we got, which you guys will be seeing later on the page, has been quite interesting. I know I'm not fully thermal trained. I am through the Army, but I am not, from the civilian side. I am trying to remedy that by go through whatever training I can to get better at reading these thermal pictures a lot better. So that way I'm not giving you guys a whole bunch of junk evidence. Because one thing I'd never want to give is junk evidence. So, if you guys got any questions, go ahead and let us know.
In the comments below.
Yeah, in the comment section below, and keep on checking us out. We love that you guys are checking us out. And like I said, later on, there are also going to be other segments. Feature of the month for the team members, certain investigations, and our huge thing coming up here real soon is the Cripple Creek Convention. We cannot wait for that. I am teaching a class on equipment, how to properly use it, and everything like that. And I might even post this video up for that also. So, if there's any other questions, please let me know. Get in contact with us. You all know how to do it. Go to the CMPI website or Facebook, or go to arthur.k.mcclellan@wix.com or arthur.k.mcclellan/CMPI/@wix.com. And hope to see you guys there soon.
Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I am Arthur McClellan. I am the Executive Director of CMPI, as well as the Tech Manager for CMPI. And I do a whole lot of work in the ghost hunting field. I've been doing it for longer than most. I've been doing it about 16, 17 years. A couple experiences I've had in the past are what got me into ghost hunting and why I'm in it. Some of them I've been able to explain now, and that's made my life a little bit easier. Others I've still yet not. I've even gone as far while I was in the Army as trying to ghost hunt Saddam's palace, but kind of failed miserably. They didn't like I was trying to bring a K2 in there and a recorder. But that's neither here nor there. But some of the stuff in there was just spectacular. I wish I could have got pictures and camera shots of it, but it would have been nice to actually put that up. I am medically retired from the Army after 16 years. A lot of injuries from combat, stuff like that, have put me where I'm at right now with the cane and everything else. So I'm 16-year soldier, 17-year ghost hunter, and I love doing it. It's just a passion of mine, and I've never enjoyed anything else more.
What's your favorite toy?
Oh, that's a hard question. My favorite toy would actually have to be all of them. I can't just have one favorite because without all of them, everything does not work right, and the team cannot orchestrate itself back together in proper ways.
We're good.
We're good. All right. See y'all later. Happy ghost hunting.